Welcome to AMD Cloud Chronicles, the Hindu's podcast that explores how technology, particularly cloud computing technology, shapes new age business needs. AMD is a recognized market leader in high performance computing technology, especially as businesses rapidly migrate to the cloud. Leveraging its expertise in cloud computing, AMD ensures its processors deliver unmatched performance, efficiency, and scalability, enabling organizations to tackle the most demanding workloads. By continually investing in cutting edge research and development, AMD pushes the boundaries of technology, enhancing AI capabilities, streamlining enterprise applications, and meeting the evolving needs of modern businesses. I'm your host Pankaj today, and let's explore how cloud computing has changed our lives and will continue to do so at a rapid pace. Joining me today is Chaitra Vedullapalli, co-founder and CMO of Meylah, a Seattle headquartered company focused on helping customers to modernize with the cloud solutions. She's also the co-founder of Women in Cloud. She also sits on boards of several companies and drives global conversations with the United Nations and top corporations. Welcome to the show, Chaitra.
Thank you, Pankaj. Very excited to be with you today.
Thank you so much. So, Chaitra, let's dive right in. As a strategic high growth leader, you seamlessly have bridged businesses and technologies together to help companies scale and drive digital economic development. As a co founder of a cloud based joint GTM accelerator, Mela, you have led billion-dollar expansions for a lot of companies. Now, how does cloud computing help you achieve all these things?
Sure, Pankaj, that's a good question. Let me talk about as a business owner, we have to really constantly uh, are dealing with a lot of dilemmas in our own business. So some of the thing is which markets we should be going after. How do we attract the right talent? How do we grow our talent? How do we make sure we are profitable in what we do? And also, how do we ensure that all the things that we are doing is ethical and helps with the societal progress that we work on? So when you think about that, the technology becomes the enabling factor. And as a business owner, cloud computing has always been probably the best thing that has happened for business leaders like us, right? The things that we can actually do today is we can predict much better than before what's possible, what are the next logical steps you can take, and how do we go about predicting what our 1 year or 3 year can look like because the data is available and you can predict using the technology. The second thing is being, I would say, a small business owner and working with large enterprise companies, the automations that were required for us to attract the right talent and also ensure that we are able to do it in a very safe way. We are able to use the cloud computing for driving the automation. And the automation is really the workforce automation from one step to another. And a lot of the companies are looking at automating every workflow possible so that they can accomplish the same work as quickly as possible. So that comes to is the time and the cost saving is the same work that you do. If you can cut it by 30%, 40%, and using the technology, it becomes very, very helpful. Now, what I have seen is with cloud computing, we can actually attract a lot of the people from different parts of the world. So expanding the global workforce has been much easier. So I have people from Canada, I have people in Philippines, I have in India, and I have in US. And it's very easy to find the best of the best talent to work on our projects. And expanding becomes very good. And also because it's cloud computing, you can work from anywhere. Your wellness is good. I would not see a world where my employees would say, I have to come in the morning and check out in the evening. I say, here is the task, here is the work, go ahead and get it done and use the technologies to do. So now they're able to have a much better work-life balance than ever before. Now, people would still challenge me on it, saying is that's not possible. But I truly believe is the technology allows you to better work-life balance. Um, and when you think about the work-life balance, if you do it correctly and the leaders are leading it effectively, so you can really actually make your employees very happy. And the last one I personally feel is with the cloud computing, the go-to-market expansion has been very, very easy for a lot of companies because now they can hire people in different countries, they can expand their markets, much, much easier to do than before. You don't have to spend millions of dollars. You can experiment much faster than ever before. So if I summarize, how it has helped us achieve is through prediction, automation, time and cost saving, helping expand the workforce, and also drive the go-to-market expansions.
Very interesting perspectives here. Now, can you share some examples specifically where these perspectives are actually being applicable? Because these are the advancements in cloud infrastructure which are significantly benefiting businesses. And probably, how do you see a brand like AMD playing a vital role in this?
Absolutely. When you think about cloud, it does few things very effectively. One is the storage becomes, cost efficient, right? It saves a lot of money. I don't have to put a data center for my company. That's one area. But for us as a go-to-market innovation company, we basically have seen that it's easy to store the data and work with all the data in a way to really help our customers and our partners execute the go-to-market more effectively. So the access to data to do the go-to-market activities has been very, very easier. From an innovation standpoint, is really is on the data itself. So we can predict now, we can identify the next logical step that we need to do. We can also explore an automated workflow from customer to inside your employee ecosystem to your vendor base. All those things are a connected workflow. And those kind of innovation allows you to accomplish the work very well. So the paper-based activities that used to exist, that has reduced. Now you can actually buy anything around the world because the digital currency allows you to do it. And if you have an automated workflow, you can work from anywhere and still work in different markets. The thing that which I love about is the future of adoption or the future of work, where the adoption of technologies like AI and blockchain is coming in, is really to predict what are the next logical steps you can do, what are the next logical set of customers you can work with, which markets I need to invest in. Those things are becoming easier and easier. So you must have learned an MBA course and things like that, but now that particular skilling and capability is now available in the tech. So even the normal human being, if they know how to use the basic AI and how the function of these technologies work, they can do some really advanced work. So the future of work becomes very, very interesting. And the area where I am seeing a significant growth or explosion is on the content development side, which are movies and games that are happening. So when we look at that particular one, there's a trillions of dollars coming into immersive content because of the Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, as well as the Alpha. They're all coming in and they like a lot of content on their mobiles, right? The entertainment is a very important aspect. So when you think about that, that's where the AMD can play a significant and a vital role, is around driving sustainability. So they can actually empower the businesses to achieve more with their VMs. They can optimize the resource, promote a greener future for all of us, because we will see more and more people using technology. They're not going back. Second is the cost optimization. So it is accessible for every customer, not just the enterprise ecosystem, but for small and medium-sized businesses, that they can use the AMD technology. And if they want to stand out in the market, if AMD wants to be the world leader, then they have to drive the world-class performance. And that one will help drive a scalable infrastructure that can hold multiple records, can drive processing of these records much faster, so they can actually stand out. Area where I feel the AMD can really stand out in the market is around the range of technologies to support the filmmakers and gamers at every stage of the creative process, from pre-visualization to production to delivery, so that as they empower the emerging artist and designer, as well as the seasoned professional, they can accelerate that creative project development, and we can really, have those hardware and software available, because that market, which is the independent film market, is completely untapped. Not any company knows how to go about it. So if they can look into that as a go-to-market, I think they will be very, very successful. That's my opinion on that.
Chaitra, but you have touched upon very interesting points and you have kind of given us a kind of entire evolution. Even if you look at content or gaming from the Zen X, Y, Z to Alpha, it's quite a huge spectrum. And there comes the dilemma for the top management. Because, when we're trying to kind of cater to such a huge spectrum of consumers, you need to have the right solutions. How does one choose the right solutions for their cloud computing requirements, particularly with reference to performance versus cost efficiency? How do you kind of address that dilemma?
Yeah, and Pankaj, as we talked about, I think the business owners are constantly in dilemma every single day. But on top of their mind on the dilemma is, are we driving wellness for our employees so that they have the best time working on the most innovative project? And from a business owner is, are we working on the right offerings and the solutions that actually helps us keep sustainable in the market? So when you think about those things, the next logical question is, how are we going to invest in people, and how are we going to invest in technologies and infrastructure to build it? So when you think about it, I usually say is work on kind of a logical step is develop your go-to-market strategy for 1 to 3 years rather than just quarter by quarter. Be strategic, hire the right go-to-market leaders on your team who can really think the 1 year to 3 years, along with having the adaptability capability to see if the winds of the economic situation is in your favor or not in your favor. How do you really deploy your go-to-market? The second one is design the service and offerings to meet the goals of your long-term strategy, but ensuring that the customers and partners are included in the process of developing them. Don't do it on your own, because the more you do it in a siloed, you may bring your product to the market and things have changed drastically. So the co-creation and the co-market and co-development is a crucial component of how you do your go-to-market. The third is investing in the right set of solutions that have a long-term view. So you want to invest in hyperscalers, and you want to invest in the top-notch technologies that are available, so that you are riding the wave of those hyperscalers in the market rather than just figuring it out, how do I do it? So, partnering with AMD, Microsoft, these are the brands you need to invest a lot of your time. And the last and the most important thing is developing your people on the new technologies by making sure they are certified, they're credentialed, and they have developed their leadership skills to really predict and adapt to the situation. And the more you develop them, the faster you can accomplish the goals that you have set for your company.
That's quite interesting, significant long-term view that you are kind of prescribing. And friends, if you want some more details on the epic tools, the resources of AMD, please do log on to our website. That's the www.amd.com, and you can find a lot of different perspectives, solutions, and a lot more. But Chaitra, you mentioned about long-term planning, leadership skills. Uh, does this transformation also apply to small and medium-sized businesses? Because then their dilemma is completely different. And how do they follow the prescription that you've just given to us?
Absolutely. I think the leadership capability for whether it's a small or a medium size or a large companies is very important skill set, right? Because you have the forethought to understand the situation, and then you can do solutioning for it. So let me give a high level trends for the small and medium size. The AI is here. Right now we are in generative AI, which is prompt-based AI. The piece that is coming is autonomous AI. That means it can actually make the decision on your behalf, or it can do the things without you actually putting your hand in it. Like there's no prompt required. So you need to know, what does that look like for your company. If you don't know, you don't adopt it, you are left behind, along with the policies that are coming for AI. So you need to be involved in it. The second one is cyber is becoming much more sophisticated and complex. So you really need to understand is the basic cyber skilling. And the third one is investing in your go-to-market. It doesn't matter whether which type of business you are. If you don't have a right go-to-market, you cannot predict the future. And when you can't predict the future, you really cannot invest in the right pieces. And the last one is, I would say, is investing in the hyperscaler, or like partnering with hyperscaler and investing in communities to acquire the customers, and partnership will be critical. So when you think about all the major trends that are happening, so then you look at, and what do I need to do? Well, first invest in automation, invest in prediction, and invest in agents. I would say the agents, the chatbot agents or technology, which creates like sales agents or web agents that can at least take all your support costs down. But if you put all those three things together and use the most sophisticated technology that is available for small and medium-sized business, and investing in the right set of people will be great. So from the Women in Cloud team, we are offering cybersecurity skilling as well as the AI skilling, which is completely offered for free. So you can actually get your employees credentialed. So please reach out to me through LinkedIn or through the website so that you have access to these opportunities for your organization.
Definitely, that's the reason for this entire conversation. We can build a network, exchange ideas, exchange difficulties, probably come up with different solutions. But you mentioned about AI, and probably AI is still in the infancy. But sometimes what happens is we become very binary, and we try to we jump the gun, probably get very excited about AI. So, how do you see the challenges of AI, cybersecurity, with the reference and perspective of cloud computing? And probably how can all these things can be looked at in a very logical way?
Sure. So I think when you look at AI and cyber, I always say start with the first person on your team and see if they can protect their identity. Can they protect their data? Can they protect their project? Like, be as binary as possible and start to do is a checklist of things. And you say is, what can they do with AI? What kind of cyber security capability they need? And then once that is done, when you have done that assessment, then you go back and say, let's look at the team collaboration. Are they sharing the data well? Are we sharing the passwords very publicly? How are we scheduling? How are we sharing the data? Do we have protocols that are available? Once you get that individual identity protection along with the company's data protection, then you can look at the collaboration piece. Once you have all that stuff, the basic pieces, then you can go into like doing the complex work. But if you cannot even help the person on your team be protected, then how can you protect your customers? That's my philosophy behind it. So that means you have to train your employees asking, how are you protecting your password? What does it take? So that means you have to take time and have those conversations with your employees and say, do you feel your identity is protected working in my company? Do you feel we are able to protect the data effectively? If not, what can we do next? How do we do that? Because once you get that right, the customers know that you can take care of them.
Quite interesting, and I think that is where it all starts, right from your team, as you mentioned. And talking about team, talking about in your introduction, I spoke about you were involved with an initiative called Women in Cloud. Of course, you talk to women; they're always happy. They inspire you. Women are strong. Take us on cloud nine all the time. And this goes to all the women who are out there right now. Speaking of innovation, listeners, today's episode is proudly sponsored by AMD EPIC processors. leaders in cloud computing solutions. Organizations demand scalability, flexibility, and performance to support the growing complexity of compute workloads, from popular enterprise applications to transaction processing and AI. While migrating to the cloud has provided IT leaders with flexibility and simplicity in how they manage their resources, it has also caused rapid increase in cloud computing OpEx for many. Finding a way to maximize resources without expanding OpEx is the key to success, and choosing AMD-based VMs is the way to reach that goal. Cloud VMs powered by AMD EPYC processors are available from leading cloud service providers, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. For further information, please do visit our website www.amd.com. These are just a few examples of how cloud computing is shaping modern businesses, particularly in India. But Chaitra, it was definitely a pleasure talking to you. It's an honor, and thank you for joining us and giving us your valuable time. We hope that your Women in Cloud initiative really brings about more women leaders, and you're also able to kind of utilize AI more to the advantage rather than, probably the fear of losing jobs or kind of creating more complexities. But thank you very much for being a part of this podcast on Cloud Chronicles.
Thank you so much for having me. And I hope that people who listen to this conversation is able to learn something new and get access to the Skills Ready Challenge that allows them to get ready on AI, cyber, and cloud computing. And we ask each one of them to kind of reach out to us.
Thank you very much. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning into this episode. We hope you've enjoyed exploring various facets of cloud computing with us. Don't forget to check out the www.amd.com page for more information. Until next time, let's keep exploring the fascinating world of cloud computing.